Next question. 9/11. Anything to add there or anything we should know?
Yes, I looked at 9/11 pretty thoroughly, again, as a criminal investigator. And when a criminal investigator, as I mentioned, looked at something, they just look at the facts. That's it. The 9/11 Commission report was a bunch of baloney. And it turns out that Philip Zelikow, who ran the 9/11 Commission, had several direct connections to the CIA and U.S. intelligence, which they never told anybody about. Talk about a conflict of interest. And Zelikow controlled the entire investigation and would not let anybody on the commission or their staffers submit anything unless it went through him. The commission members weren't given a staff to do their own investigations. He wanted to do his own investigation. Zelikow had written the outline for the 9/11 Commission before they even started the commission. So there is just so much there. And then you have, especially, at least for me, a criminal investigation was never done. Immediately they labeled it as terrorism. Immediately. No investigation. The morning after the event, they shipped out all of the steel and sent it to China. That steel was evidence. So they destroyed the evidence. The melted steel, which was clearly at a super high temperature, they boated all that out of there. And one of the most ridiculous things, there's so many, there's probably almost 100. One of the most ridiculous things, but this is what they do. They said, well, we can prove that one of the terrorists was on the plane that hit the World Trade Center. We found his passport laying on the street a couple blocks over. His paper passport. Now, that plane hit the building. The plane exploded with jet fuel. It melted the upper floor, the lower floor, and everything that was in that plane. But amazingly, a paper passport fell out, threw away from the towers a couple blocks over, and they found it laying on the street, proving that it was terrorism. How ridiculous can you be? There are so many things that were not investigated. There needs to be a brand new investigation on 9/11. And from the company of shadows, the fellow that targeted me after I exposed the vulnerability of them putting our covert agents out there for assassination, possible potential assassination.
Joining the investment club can bring you the opportunity for peace of mind, wealth, resources, community, and a more joyful time. It was a whole new world for me to hear about cryptocurrency, an alternative to the traditional banking system that we have. The investment club gives us a chance to think about what wealth really is, to have the freedom to live your life that you want. In just 1 month that I've been a part of the investment club, I have listened to so many visionaries with new ideas in the world of music, in the world of finance, in the world of artificial intelligence. When I have questions, there's members of the club willing to support and help and want to see one another gain experience and knowledge.
The person that went after me was Alvin Buzzy Krongard, George Tenet's executive officer. We have a whole chapter on Buzzy Krongard in there, who was working for Alex and Brown Sons Bank before he went over to the CIA, a corrupt bank that had overseas accounts with elite people whose names were secret. Buzzy Krongard, it was just a matter of days before the planes hit the building. Buzzy did put options on the stock that he owned in United Airlines. And I think American Airlines also. What a put option is, you bet that the stock is going to crash. And if it crashes, then you get the stock at, a dime on the dollar or something. There are several analysts, and it wasn't just Buzzy Krongard, it was others that did trading. McClendon, I think, was the name of the company, did electronic trading, immediately dumping the same kind of stock before the towers hit the building. The 9/11 Commission did a study of all these investments, and they first they said, this is Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda funded this, and then they had to come out and say, well, we didn't find any links to Al-Qaeda doing these put options or any of the stock market activity. All we found was just one bank, but we We didn't think that needed to be followed up. And they listed the bank in the footnote of the 9/11 Commission, and it was Buzzy Krongard's bank. Buzzy Krongard, the bank was so corrupt that they were going to shut it down. They sold out to Deutsche Bank, and Buzzy made $71 million. So he wasn't this saint that was coming over to work for the CIA for $1 a year or whatever it was. On and on and on and on we go. There is enough evidence, in my view, without question, for another investigation to happen, because none was ever done. And the 9/11 Commission report exposed as having a massive conflict of interest, and start over with a new body created by Donald Trump to examine 9/11 and look at the facts, because the facts are pretty shocking.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.